तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्।
जय 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 गणनायका, जय जय विघ्न विनाशका।
जय 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 गणनायका, जय जय विघ्न विनाशका।
जय शुभ मंगलदायका, विद्या बुद्धि प्रदायका।
जय शुभ मंगलदायका, विद्या बुद्धि प्रदायका।
गजवदना गौरी नंदन,
गजवदना गौरी नंदन,
गजवदना गौरी नंदन।
गजवदना गौरी नंदन।
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन,
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन।
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन।
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन।
जय 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 गणनायका, जय जय विघ्न विनाशका।
जय 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 गणनायका, जय जय विघ्न विनाशका।
जय शुभ मंगलदायका, विद्या बुद्धि प्रदायका।
जय शुभ मंगलदायका, विद्या बुद्धि प्रदायका।
गजवदना गौरी नंदन,
गजवदना गौरी नंदन।
गजवदना गौरी नंदन।
गजवदना गौरी नंदन।
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन,
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन।
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन।
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन।
जय 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 गणनायका, जय जय विघ्न विनाशका। काली काली महाकाली कपालिनी,
काली महाकाली कपालिनी।
काली काली महाकाली कपालिनी।
काली महाकाली कपालिनी।
दुर्गा दुर्गा देवी, दुर्गा भवानी।
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 काली महाकाली कपालिनी
काली काली महाकाली कपालिनी
मंगल गौरी माता महेश्वरी
मंगल गौरी माता महेश्वरी
मंगल गौरी माता महेश्वरी
मंगल गौरी माता महेश्वरी
राज राजेश्वरी लक्ष्मी नारायणी
राज राजेश्वरी लक्ष्मी नारायणी
राज राजेश्वरी लक्ष्मी नारायणी
राज राजेश्वरी लक्ष्मी नारायणी
काली काली महाकाली कपालिनी
काली महाकाली कपालिनी
दुर्गा दुर्गा देवी दुर्गा भवानी
दुर्गा दुर्गा देवी दुर्गा भवानी
काली काली महाकाली कपालिनी
काली काली महाकाली कपालिनी
मंगल गौरी माता महेश्वरी
मंगल गौरी माता महेश्वरी
राज राजेश्वरी लक्ष्मी नारायणी
राज राजेश्वरी लक्ष्मी नारायणी
राज राजेश्वरी लक्ष्मी नारायणी
राज राजेश्वरी लक्ष्मी नारायणी
काली काली महाकाली कपालिनी नंद किशोरा नारायणा
नंद किशोरा नारायणा
नंद किशोरा नारायणा
नंद किशोरा नारायणा
नवनीत चोरा नारायणा
नवनीत चोरा नारायणा
नवनीत चोरा नारायणा
नवनीत चोरा नारायणा
नंद किशोरा नारायणा
किशोरा नारायणा
नरहरि रूपा नारायणा
नरहरि रूपा नारायणा
नरहरि रूपा नारायणा
नरहरि रूपा नारायणा
नादस्वरूपा नारायणा
नादस्वरूपा नारायणा
नादस्वरूपा नारायणा
नादस्वरूपा नारायणा
नंद किशोरा नारायणा
किशोरा नारायणा
नवनीत चोरा नारायणा नंद किशोरा नारायणा
किशोरा नारायणा
नरहरि रूपा नारायणा
हरि रूपा नारायणा
नादस्वरूपा नारायणा
नारायणा
नादस्वरूपा नारायणा नंद किशोरा नारायणा
कोटि प्रणाम शतकोटि प्रणाम,
कोटि प्रणाम शतकोटि प्रणाम,
कोटि प्रणाम शतकोटि प्रणाम,
कोटि प्रणाम शतकोटि प्रणाम।
हे दीननाथ साई राम,
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 हे दीननाथ साई राम।
तुम हो भक्तों के युग अवतार,
तुम हो भक्तों के युग अवतार,
तुम हो नंदा नंद के लाल,
तुम हो नंदा नंद के लाल,
तुम हो भक्तों के युग अवतार,
तुम हो भक्तों के युग अवतार,
तुम हो नंदा नंद के लाल,
तुम हो नंदा नंद के लाल,
पतिपुरी के साई गोपाल,
पतिपुरी के साई गोपाल,
पतिपुरी के साई गोपाल,
पतिपुरी के साई गोपाल।
हे दीननाथ साई राम,
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 हे दीननाथ साई राम।
कोटि प्रणाम शतकोटि प्रणाम,
कोटि प्रणाम शतकोटि प्रणाम,
हे दीननाथ साई राम,
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 हे दीननाथ साई राम।
तुम हो भक्तों के युग अवतार,
முருகையா வடிவேல் அழகா
வாவா முருகையா வடிவேல் அழகா
சிங்காரவேலா சிவசக்தி பாலா
சிங்காரவேலா சிவசக்தி பாலா
சிங்காரவேலா சிவசக்தி பாலா
சிங்காரவேலா சிவசக்தி பாலா
సంగీత లోలా సత్య సాయేష
సంగీత లోలా సత్య సాయేష
సంగీత లోలా సత్య సాయేష
సంగీత లోలా సత్య సాయేష
బావా మురుగయ్య వడివేలழகா
வாவா முருகையா வடிவேல் அழகா
காவாவா குமரா திருகார்த்திகேய
வாவா குமரா திருகார்த்திகேயா
பாவா முருகையா வடிவேலழகா
வாவா முருகையா வடிவேல் அழகா
சிங்காரவேலா சிவசக்தி பாலா
சிங்காரவேலா சிவசக்தி பாலா
சிங்காரவேலா சிவசக்தி பாலா
சிங்காரவேலா சிவசக்தி பாலா
సంగీత లోలా సత్య సాయేష
సంగీత లోలా సత్య సాయేష
సంగీత లోలా సత్య సాయేష
సంగీత లోలా సత్య సాయేష
బావా మురుగా వడివేలழகா బావా మురుగా వడివేలழகా బావా మురుగా వడివేలழகா
धिम्मिक धिम्मिक धिम धिम्मिक धिम्मिक धिम नाचे भोलाना ओम धिम्मिक धिम्मिक धिम धिम्मिक धिम्मिक धिम नाचे भोलाना
धिमिक धिमिक धिम धिमिक धिमिक धिम नाचे भोलाना
नाचे भोलानाथ
नाचे भोलाना झिमिक झिमिक झिम नाचे भोलानाथ।
मृदंग बोले शिव शिव शिव
मृदंग बोले शिव शिव शिव
डमरू बोले हर हर हर
डमरू बोले हर हर हर
वीणा बोले साई राम साई राम
बोले साई राम साई राम
नाचे भोलानाथ
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 नाचे भोलानाथ।
धिम्मिक धिम्मिक धिम धिम्मिक धिम्मिक धिम नाचे भोलानाथ
झिमिक झिमिक झिम झिमिक झिमिक झिम नाचे भोलानाथ।
मृदंग बोले शिव शिव शिव
मृदंग बोले शिव शिव शिव
डमरू बोले हर हर हर
डमरू बोले हर हर हर
वीणा बोले साई राम साई राम
बोले साई राम साई राम
नाचे भोलानाथ
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 नाचे भोलानाथ।
धिम्मिक धिम्मिक धिम धिम्मिक धिम्मिक धिम नाचे भोलानाथ।
मैथिलीपते रघुनन्दना मैथिलीपते रघुनन्दना मैथिलीपते रघुनन्दना मैथिलीपते रघुनन्दना रामा राघवा राजीवलोचना रामा राघवा राजीवलोचना रामा राघवा राजीवलोचना रामा राघवा राजीवलोचना मैथिलीपते रघुनन्दना मैथिलीपते रघुनन्दना दीना नयना मैथिलीपते रघुनन्दना दीनावना करुणामया कमलनयना कौसल्यतनया कमलनयना कौसल्यतनया मैथिलीपते रघुनन्दना
There was a solar eclipse, and even today the tradition continues. There's a huge Kund lake near Kurukshetra, and whenever there's a solar eclipse, hundreds of thousands of people go there to bathe. The tradition was in existence even at the time of Lord Krishna 5,000 years ago. So, along with the Yadus, the Vrishnivanshis, he went there. His queen, 16,108, all went with him. Now, Radharani and the gopis, they also reached from Braj. 100 years had gone by. Lord Sri Krishna had given 100 years separation to the gopis, even though he loved them so much. You say, why did he give so much of separation? Because it is in separation that the love becomes more intense and more selfless. The separation is external. The yoga, union, is internal. The gopis' chit or mind is connected with God. And that is what love is about. That kind of love satisfies the soul. This is the love we find in the gopis of Vrindavan. It was characterized by the absence of the tiniest trace of the search for self-happiness. Swa sukha vasana gandha lesh shunya Shri Krishna sukhaika tatparyamai bhakti. The goal of theirs was just once, for Shri Krishna's sukh. Although they had an intense longing to meet him, the gopis' love for Shri Krishna was such that at every moment they would long to meet the Lord. And when Shri Krishna would go grazing the cows in the forest, the gopis would not have his darshan. So without darshan, they would feel each moment was unbearable. The pain in the heart was so much, it would feel to them that the pran, life airs, will leave the body. Such was the intensity of the longing of the gopis for darshan of Lord Krishna. But when Krishna went from Vrindavan to Mathura, the gopis did not go. They just stayed there. Now, without Krishna, it seems to them, oh my God, I'm going to die this very moment. The pang of separation was so intense. And Krishna is 12 kilometers away from Vrindavan to Mathura. If you go walking, it would take 2 hours. But they did not go to see Krishna. Why? If Krishna wanted to meet us, he would have come himself. He doesn't wish to meet us. He has other things to do. He has other leelas to display and enact. For our happiness, we go there. This is against the principle of our love. We will tolerate infinite pain, but we will always seek only Krishna's happiness. That is the reason from Mathura Sri Krishna went then to Dwarka. In Dwarka he had so many queens, but the moment he would remember the gopis of Vrindavan, he would faint unconscious. Now his chief queens, Rukmini, Satyabhama, they were beautiful, cultured, sophisticated. And the gopis were village maidens. So these queens started thinking, what was so special in these gopis? That the moment our divine husband thinks of them, he forgets all of us. Now Sri Krishna understood the doubt that had developed in the minds of his queens. So he created a leela, a pastime. He started screaming, I'm getting a pain in my head, please help. All the queens started rushing with whatever remedies they knew. One said, I know paracetamol will work. And the other said, no, microfine aspro will work. And the third said, my grandmother used to put a water bandage on the head, let me try it. They all kept trying, nothing was working. So, in the meantime, Narad ji arrived to Dwarka. Narad ji had the same doubt that the queens had got. So, Narad ji found that the atmosphere in the palace was very grave that day. He asked Rukmini, Mataji, what is the problem? Why is everyone so serious? Rukmini said, Devarshi, it is a serious matter. Our husband is suffering from most splitting headache and nothing is working. Narad said, really? He went to Sri Krishna and said, Shyam Sundar, this disease which you have created, you tell us how it will be cured. If you create something, then you give the remedy. Sri Krishna said, Narad, you love to joke. Out here I am in such agony and you say, I have created. Nevertheless, since it is your demand, I'll give you a suggestion. If I can get the dust of the lotus feet of any of my devotees, I dissolve it in water and take it, I will be cured. Narad thought it's a small matter. His queens, they are all devotees, Mahapurush. So he went back to Rukmini and said, Mataji, all we need is the dust of your lotus feet. Moment it is fed to Krishna, his headache will disappear. Rukmini said, Narad, are you out of your mind? We give our feet dust to God. Do you know what the consequences will be? I will go to hell. This is unacceptable to me. He went to Satyabhama. Satyabhama had her own sentiments. I have never heard of a lady giving her foot dust to her husband. What are you talking about? So they all kept refusing. They asked Narad that you are also a saint. You give your foot dust. What is the problem? Narad said, look, I don't know what the consequences will be. In Ram Avatar, I became a monkey, so I need to be very cautious now. Lord Krishna was here looking at this drama and he called Narad. He said, Devarshi, this foot dust you will not get here. Go to Braj and tell the gopis. Narad reached Vrindavan. All the gopis gathered. And Narad explained to them the agony that Lord Krishna was experiencing. The moment the gopis heard how it could go away, they extended their feet. Take what you want. Get the U-Haul, fill it all up. Narad said, do you know for whom I am asking this foot dust? We know, for Sham Sundar. Do you know that he is God? Yes, we've also heard the rumors. So you want to give your foot dust to God? Have you ever pondered over the consequences? The gopi said, Maharaj, we do realize there will be repercussions. The maximum will be this, we will go to hell. So Narad ji, listen to one thing. This hell has no importance for us. See, people keep on pondering. Should I live in this place? Should I live in this place? Should I live in this place? So what is the basis of all this pondering? Where will I maximize my happiness? So, the goal behind it all is my happiness. And of course, if there's an option between living in heaven and hell, there's no question of it. Of course, we'd like to live in heaven. What about Golok? Of course, give us a permanent placement. So the gopis say, look, Narad, for us, Narak, hell, Swarg, heaven, Golok, Mrityulok, they are all the same. They are different for those who seek their own happiness. In our case, our only goal is Tat Sukha Sukhitvam. We only desire the happiness of Lord Krishna. Wherever he gets it, that's where we'll be happy. But Narad, this is no time for any discussions. Go and give the foot dust. You come back and we can have a discussion. So Narad was extremely impressed. He took that Padaraj and before going to Dwarka, he sat down on the way under a tree and started savoring it himself. He thought, my God, I am also a saint and they are also saints. But the quality of love that they have, I can never match it. So when he brought it to Dwarka, the queens were extremely impressed. Wow. Then they developed the desire to hear the pastimes of Lord Krishna with his super excellent devotees, the gopis. Subsequently, there was a solar eclipse. And even today the tradition continues. There's a huge Kund lake near Kurukshetra. And whenever there's a solar eclipse, hundreds of thousands of people go there to bathe. The tradition was in existence even at the time of Lord Krishna 5,000 years ago. So along with the Yadus, the Vrishnivanshis, he went there. His queen, 16,108, all went with him. Now, Radharani and the gopis, they also reached from Braj. 100 years had gone by. The gopis were thrilled to have darshan of Sri Krishna, of course. But the queens wanted to get a close meeting with them, see them from close. So they requested them to visit their camp. Radharani and the gopis responded to the invitation. They arrived. The queens took good care of Radha. However, in their mind, this thought was still circulating. These village women, illiterate, from cowherd families, what do they know? We are refined, sophisticated. So, in carelessness, they did offer milk to Radha without checking it was really hot. Radha drank the milk and returned to her camp. At night, when Rukmini was pressing the feet of Sri Krishna, which she used to do every day, she found blisters and boils. Rukmini was horrified and she said, "My dear husband, what is this?" Krishna said, you offered hot milk to Radha. This is the consequence. Hare Maharaj, if I offered hot milk, her mouth should have got blistered. Why did your feet get blistered? Krishna said, Shri Radhikaya Hridayar Vinde Padar Vindahi Virajate Me Adyoshna Dugdha Pratipan Tongra Buchalakaste Mama Prochalanti. My feet always reside in the heart of Radha. That is the reason why my feet got burnt. Now the Radhaji and the gopis requested Krishna. They said, look, you are the same Shyam Sundar and we are your same devotees. But the atmosphere out here is all different. You are so formal and so majestic. That connection is not being felt the way we experienced in Braj. On their special entreaty, Krishna agreed to accompany them to Braj. So the gopis created a chariot and Krishna, Balaram and Subhadra sat on the chariot. And the gopis started pulling him. At that time, Krishna again felt such tremendous ecstasy. He went back into the Mahabhav Samadhi state. So it was the second time he went into that state. And that was the first Rath Yatra. Now the Radhaji and the gopis requested Krishna. They said, look, you are the same Shyam Sundar and we are your same devotees. But the atmosphere out here is all different. You are so formal and so majestic. That connection is not being felt the way we experienced in Braj. On their special entreaty, Krishna agreed to accompany them to Braj. So the gopis created a chariot and Krishna, Balaram and Subhadra sat on the chariot. And the gopis started pulling him. At that time, Krishna again felt such tremendous ecstasy. He went back into the Mahabhav Samadhi state. And that was the first Rath Yatra. So, Lord Krishna is also intrigued by Radha's love. And he says, my God, what is the nature of Radha's love for me? I am unable to understand it. If I can become Radha, then Radha's love will reside in me. And then when I engage in my own devotion, Krishna's devotion, I will understand it. And the second question arose in Krishna's mind that what is it in me that attracts Radha so much? All the time, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. From every pore of her body, the sound is coming, Sham, Sham, Sham. And the third question was, what is the bliss that she experiences in devotion to me? So with these three curiosities, Krishna decided that I must become Radha. Now he cannot become Radha in his divine pastimes. So he descended as his foremost devotee. Foremost devotee in Radha Bhav. So he is Krishna who's come in the sentiment of Radha. And this was the avatar of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Swami Sathya Sai Hare, Bhaktagana Samrakshaka, Bhaktagana Samrakshaka, Bhakti Maheshwara, Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Shashi Bhagana Shri Kara, Sarva Pranapati, Swami Sarva Pranapati, Ashrita Kalpaladika, Ashrita Kalpaladika, Avatandava, Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Mata Pita Guru Daivam, Mariyantayunive, Swami Mariyantayunive, Nada Brahma Jagannatha, Nada Brahma Jagannatha, Nagendra Shayana, Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Om Rupa Ujjasi Ujjali Mahadeva, Sathya Sai Mahadeva, Mangala Arati Antuko, Mangala Arati Antuko, Mandara Giridhari, Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadgurudeva Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadgurudeva Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Jai Sadgurudeva Shanti 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 Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Jai Bolo Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba Ji ki Jai